A philosophical and theoretical framework of a scientific school or discipline within which theories, laws, and generalizations and the experiments performed in support of them are formulated. Paradigm.
Wait, what? Sorry.
So I use Reddit mostly to like argue with people. Not really like argue with, discuss, because I find that the Reddit community can be kind of trash in terms of like discussion, but they also are generally the more intelligent, or like they'll put the more time into their replies, because their replies could literally just be like paragraphs. It's not the short little response that you designated on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I follow the, like, let me see what the exact subreddit name is, but it's like the law enforcement, like their subreddit. And obviously it's super biased because it's just a bunch of cops. It's Ask Law Enforcement, I think. Ask LE. Ask LE, yeah. So it's obviously just a bunch of fucking cops. And like people that want to be cops are asking like, oh, what do I do the cops care about this? Can I still be a cop if I've been charged with whatever, right? So someone says something, they say like, Seattle PD, what the hell is going on with the autonomous zone? And I was scrolling through, and an LEO, so a law enforcement officer, said, a pile of hypocrisy. They're becoming what they hate, lol. So I disagree with that. I didn't say anything about that, though, because he didn't really seem to actually care. He was just kind of making a remark.
Yeah.
Next, someone else said they set up an armed border wall and immediately have people with guns violating people's rights and assaulting them. They have armed people taxing, extorting local businesses. Most are too stupid to see the irony. And then an aspiring LEO said their goal is a society without police, yet they literally started their own police force. And then someone under that said media says that's fake news, and it is a literal utopia. I responded to they set up an armed border wall around and immediately have people with guns. And then the part that I actually responded to was they have armed people taxing and then in quotes extorting local businesses. Most are too stupid to see the irony. So I said I'm pretty sure they rolled back those comments of extortion. No local businesses have reported that. And then someone said a police officer responded to me and said they might be able to report it if the police could get in there and do their jobs. I said, quote, then on June 11th, the Seattle Times reported that restaurant owners hadn't reported any attempts at extortion in Chaz and sales were strong, if not increasing. And I said, doesn't seem like it's a problem of police accessibility. If it's a problem within them or with them being scared to report the extortion, that's a completely different problem. I don't see any signs of extortion so far, though, and I linked my source, and then just nothing. Just no one said anything to me about it.
I love how the police officer responded.
Bro, like, how are you? Have you seen the things where it's like the police chief, or I don't know what they did, but I don't know who it was, but someone went into the Chaz zone, into the 3rd precinct, and so I just found out a bunch of stuff about this. So I'm gonna just tell you as much as I know.
Wait, the chat zone?
The Chaz zone. So it's the Capitol Hill autonomous zone. It's the place in Seattle, Washington, right next to. They have like 6 blocks or whatever of Seattle.
AntiFa,
like they own it.
Right?
Not Antifa. But if you ask Donald Trump, yes, 100% Antifa.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was just Black Lives Matter protesters who were getting assaulted day in and day out for like, I want to say 2 or 3 days from the police. And what I recently learned was they didn't storm in. From what I can tell, they didn't storm in and take the place. What happened was the police didn't like that they were not like going away, and they were just being peaceful and kept protesting. And they were just essentially, the media was saying like, look at these police like just tear gassing and shooting rubber bullets and like terrorizing these groups of people.
Yeah.
So what they did was they just packed up and left the 3rd precinct. They just said, no more, we're going to go to the next closest one, right? Mm-hmm. So they just abandoned it. And then without law enforcement there, they kept the barricades around the area. They said, this is the autonomous zone. We are no longer a part of you people, like, whatever. And they released their demands about, like, what kind of changes they want to see. I read all those. Like, anyone could read those. Like, And then people were saying, "Oh, there's still a bunch. There's extortions. There's this." They said there was extortions, like the chief of police or someone. And then literally a couple hours later, if not the next day, they rolled back those comments saying we have no official reports of anything. Like we can't make those claims. But I saw videos of a couple people let in a couple officers, like a handful of officers, to go retrieve stuff from the precinct that they had under their control.
Yeah.
And so they let them in, and there's a big fight. Some people are like, no, fuck them, like, fuck the pigs. Like, we don't want them in here at all under any circumstances. And then one guy, I think he was more mature, and he's like, if we let them do this, like, these opens up lines of communication. Like, this shows that we're willing to work. Like, this benefits both of us, like, showing this or whatever. And then the lady started saying about how, like, the response times used to be, like, 5 minutes or whatever in the area, but now they're triple that. They're 15 times, or they're 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
They've said it twice. And I was thinking about it, I was like, 15 minutes for a response police time. Okay. So I started looking at police response times. You look at the fastest ones are in California. In San Francisco, it's about 5 minutes. They want to get down to being about 4 minutes. I just fucking dodged a rocket. Fuck, I missed.
Alright, should I come
So yeah.
by the way?
Yeah, I am gonna try to get back into the bitch, but I just died. So I was thinking about it, I did a little Googling, and I found that 5 minutes was the fastest, and that's in San Francisco. Seattle has, or not Seattle, but somewhere in Washington has, on average, I want to say 10 minutes. I'm like, so we're arguing about a 15-minute response times to an area that isn't really even having that many, like, assaults or crime, because they're all.
Actually, what was the other Washington city you looked at?
The one with the response times.
Yeah, with the 10.
Let me find the.
Yeah, Seattle's like. Have you ever been to Seattle? It's actually. Oh no, we went to Seattle. Seattle's pretty bussin', bro. There's like hella shit goes on in Seattle.
Yeah, but we have to think about response times in different areas, and you're saying like, oh, the 5-minute response time that's now a 15-minute response time. That's unacceptable. But if you think about it, there's a bunch of communities all around the country that an average of 10 to 15-minute response time is normal. Like, and you're saying, true. Oh, we need to put our officers back into the place that you left yourself. Like, you took your officers out of there for whatever reason, and now you're saying we need to bring them back because of the response time. Well, response time is not a good enough argument, because literally everyone else has, like, longer response times. Let me find the thing I was looking at, though. I think it was the best and worst police times in major U.S. cities. Let's see. Maybe it wasn't, though, because I just got a fat block. Oh, wait. No, I don't want that. Okay, maybe they're not going to let me see what I want to see. Are you near me? Are you gonna come pick me up? What are you?
I'm here, bro. Can you get out of the river?
Yeah. So it says San Francisco 5.46 minutes, Houston, Texas 5.51 minutes, Los Angeles 6.1 minutes, New York City 6.68 minutes. These are the average police response times for a variety of crimes. Like, I understand that some crimes they respond to a lot faster than this, but as an average, this is what we're talking about. New York City, 6.69 minutes. San Antonio, Texas, 6.88 minutes. Austin, Texas, 7.15 minutes. Dallas, Texas, 8.39 minutes. Seattle, Washington, 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So you want to restore that 5 minutes when your average for your entire city is almost 10 minutes. Double the response time for that one area.
Yeah.
And you're saying you're complaining about it being 10 to 50. You're complaining about being 5-6 minutes over your average for the entire city, when it's already half the response time, half the average before they took over. that's some bullshit. That's
Yeah, that's
not.
just a lie.
That's not a good reason. Like, that's just an excuse to bring the. And then apparently last night they tried to get back in. They put people on the precinct side, and the cops did, and they tried to, like, I think they tried to gas them again, but just enough people were there that they were able to hold off the cops long enough. And then apparently the just bicycle cops were circling the entire time. They would circle the entire compound. And I'm just like, you're terrorizing these people.
Yeah.
Like, you are. You left. You make the decision to leave. Your governor and your Congress people, or not your Congress people, your representatives, your elected officials are telling you that they will resolve it peacefully, but the police officers are trying to go in and use force, which is like, why the fuck are you doing that? Like, that's the reason why people hate you. Let the officials talk to these people, figure out the demands, see what demands they can meet, see what kind of reform you can make, and then they'll release the 6 blocks or whatever.
Yeah.
After that.
So I'm
like,
wait. So so just to clarify, like the whole entire the Antifa thing is wrong, and it's just protesters took over and police.
I don't know where this whole Antifa thing. I haven't done my research into Antifa, so my understanding of Antifa is it's anti-fascist.
Yeah.
It's people that don't like fascist people.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna say this one, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the car and go somewhere else.
Okay.
And then literally, like, I didn't hear much about. I heard a little bit about like Antifa this, Antifa that from Republicans being like, yeah, these Antifa bitches or whatever. And then I didn't really hear anything until Trump made like a banned organization or like a terrorist group or whatever he labeled them. I'm like, interesting. The person labeling the anti-fascist group, literally like their full name, anti-fascist.
Yeah.
Interesting who that person is. I don't really know like what the history of their organization is or what kind of they've carried out or whatever, but from what I can understand, it's just a blanket remark. It's like calling any Muslim a jihadist or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a blanket statement to say, no, this person's aligned with this ideology, and we all know that ideology is bad.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
That's my understanding. I could probably do some more research into Antifa, but yeah, that's my current understanding. I got fucking killed. Are you okay on there?
I died, bro. So wait, it's just protesters that took over a abandoned precinct, and that's
from what I can. I mean, it's not they didn't take over an abandoned precinct. They don't even fucking. I think they don't even go in the bitch.
They're just like outside.
Like they were yeah. So they have 6 blocks, right? And so they have like 6 blocks, and then I think they have a little farm at a park right outside those 6 blocks. But they essentially have 6 blocks barricaded and like their own, and they have certain areas are given to like community leaders to like speak and to like just speak their mind and say whatever like you would have at a protest where the people are just speaking their mind. Then they have areas dedicated to just art, and like they painted Black Lives Matter on the street like they did in Washington. Or not in Washington, but Washington D.C. And they're just doing stuff that people would be doing at the protest, but all day long. They're selling food. They have food trucks come through. Like they sell. I don't know if they're selling only foods and stuff, but they're obviously selling artwork and stuff like that. It's just more of a like Black culture pushed into mainstream society. Like the people are trying to just bring awareness to Black artists and Black speakers.
Okay, yeah.
But then in the media, not that at all. It's a bunch of white people took over a police station because they were mad over the Black Lives Matter movement or whatever. But yeah, from my understanding, protests, eventually the protesters wouldn't go away. The cops kept gassing them, still wouldn't go away. The cops said, fuck this, we're going to go away. And then they just kind of moved in. And now they do have some armed guards and stuff like that, which like I see as being completely fine, even if they are preaching against police violence, because they're making a stand and they're saying something, but they also do have to be worried about their safety, because the police are doing violent things, and like they just shouldn't be.
I'm fucking 20 now. I feel old.
I mean, you are.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, not really.
Yeah, that's also very true.
like you're just always gonna see yourself as being old until like I feel like 30s, maybe you're kind of like, oh, I'm not that old, but like I'm older now. But compared to all these other heads, like I'm not that old.
Yeah.
And then you get super old right after that, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah, that super old bit is gonna fucking blow.
I mean, I can't wait till the point where I can actually just like. I was thinking about this. I was like, I can't. So I helped my mom put the slabs on the pool table. So like the fat boys that are like super heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. You're talking about the super heavy.
Yeah,
fucking, yeah.
And by the third one, so there's three of them. There's three of them. And by the third one, oh, why the fuck do I have stars? Oh, because I was in the car with you.
Yeah.
By the third one, she was like out of breath and like just couldn't do it. And I was a little like winded, but like I could keep going for a while. Like she seemed like she was struggling picking up the third one. She's not even 50 yet. So like I was thinking about it when I came back upstairs, and I was like, I cannot wait until like I can say like, no, I can't do that, because I'm like I actually can't do it physically, instead of me being lazy, being like, no, I can't do that.
Oh, that would be fucking, yeah. Those would be the days, dude.
On the flip side, like I'm so like, if I can get a job where I'm essentially just a philosopher, like where I just sit and I think, and like what we're doing here, we're just talking and we think about things, and that would be the perfect job. But no matter what, by the time I retire, like that will be my job in retirement. Like I will be perfectly happy just sitting around thinking.
Yeah.
Like that's fine by me. So retirement, here I come, bro. Golfing. I think the plan is live on. I don't know if I've told you this, but live on a retirement home on a golf course, but on like 3 different golf courses. So like it's not just 18 holes, but it's like for the 40, right?
Yeah.
And just all I do is play golf, smoke a bunch of weed, think, and then every 5 years ish, after I've played the 3 courses enough times, I just cut. I'm like, nah, I'm gone. And then I just move to another one somewhere else. I don't even want necessarily like in this country or like anywhere near. Like I just want like in the world. I just live on a golf course, preferably a retirement home, or I have just like an in-home nurse who also plays golf, so she can come out with me and make sure I'm safe there. Like think about it. If you were an at home like a nurse for an old person, and you played golf, and someone was like, I will pay you to do your job, to travel the world with me, to play golf with me every day, but you have to just do your job while we're also doing it. Like you would take that job.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
that'd be sick. Would. Like
can I be your in-home nurse?
I mean, you're gonna be older than me, dog.
Fuck yeah. Fuck.